The New England Patriots have been sort of a dull era since 2020. After losing Tom Brady in free agency following a shocking loss to the Ryan Tannehill-led Tennessee Titans in the Wildcard game, fans finally thought that the 20-year chokehold that New England had over the NFL was finally over. Their first attempt to fill in the void at quarterback was signing former league MVP Cam Newton, and while Cam wasn't god-awful, he just wasn't the right guy for the system New England has spent the last 20 years establishing. Therefore, they went on and drafted a guy who fit their system a bit better in Mac Jones. In his first year, Mac, as well as a top 10 defense anchored by players such as Matt Judon and J.C. Jackson, helped the Patriots make their first playoff appearance without Tom Brady since 1998, and while they got spanked by Buffalo in the wild card that year, it was a great sign of growth for New England early on in their rebuild. The belief was that they'd be able to build off of this. Since this, however, they have won just 9 out of their last 23 games. They currently possess a 1-5 record on the season, which is one of the worst in the NFL, and also have the second worst offense in the league. It seems that the 20-year chokehold the Patriots had over the league has indeed faded away. This video is not going to be me trashing the franchise because I live in a glass house and I would not dare to throw stones. The only issues I've had with the Patriots since I started watching football was that boring-ass Super Bowl versus the Rams in 2019, and the game that they had versus Chicago in 2018, where they stopped Kevin White from getting his first career touchdown to send the game to overtime. Honestly, I still get my feelings about that. Like, they ruined what should have been a fucking Mitchell Trubisky all-time high. Anyways, though, the video is not going to be about the past. Today's video is going to be about the present and the future of the New England Patriots, where it's going wrong, and what I feel they should be doing differently. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it in the future, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, feel free to leave a comment after the video concludes to give your feedback and opinion on the matter at hand. With that being said, let's get right into it. First and foremost, we will be talking about the person that people originally called Tom Brady 2.0 before Brock Purdy entered the league, Mac Jones. Taken with the 15th pick by the Patriots in the 2021 NFL Draft, he was the 5th quarterback taken from that class. Jones had a very successful rookie season, cementing himself early as arguably a top 15 quarterback by the time his rookie campaign ended. The Patriots even finished the season 7th in points per game despite not having a receiver or running back eclipsing 1,000 yards for receiving or rushing, respectively. On the back of Mac and the Patriots' 4th-ranked defense that season, they finished the season with a record of 10-7 and made it to the wildcard game in that year's playoffs. As I mentioned in the beginning, they proceeded to get dog-walked by Buffalo, but it was viewed by many as a gigantic step in the right direction and something to build off of going into the next season. This, however, was not the case. The Patriots finished 8-9 the following season, missing the playoffs, and Mac having a much worse year than the year before. It got so bad for McCorkle that his subpar play led to a QB controversy between himself and rookie Bailey Zapp, who actually looked good in the 2 games he started for the Patriots last season. The Pats finished the season 16th in points per game, and yet again had another season where their leading receiver finished with less than 1,000 receiving. It got pretty bad, but no one really thought it would get much worse beyond this year, and boy oh boy did it ever. The Patriots in 2023 are currently averaging 12 points per game. This is not a typo. This is not me trying to be funny by saying that their offense sucks. They are currently 31st in the NFL in points per game with 12 fucking points per game. The only team behind them currently are the New York Giants, and they only have 0.2 points less. In their last 3 games as of this recording, they have put up a combined 20 points. And if you don't feel like doing the math, that is an average of 6.6 points per game through that 3-game span. And 17 of those points have came from the last game they played against the Raiders, who have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Mac is on pace to have by far the worst season of his career. He had the 9th and 11th ranked offensive lines in 2021 and 2022 respectively, and in 2023 the Patriots have one of the worst ranked lines in all of football. I've emphasized this in almost every single video I've made about a quarterback so far this year. Having a good offensive line is the most important part of an offense. Granted, the current unit they have isn't bad, they're just very injured, but if they ever can get healthy and stay healthy, then that won't be an issue. Until then, though, that leaves you with an immobile pocket passer who typically has less than 1.5 seconds to get the ball off to subpar receivers. I'm not going to use the offensive line debate to excuse Mac's play, by the way. He's been regressing since last season, and it's only accelerated this season. There are factors that have certainly hindered his progression, but he looks nowhere near as sharp as he did during his rookie campaign. This is an NFL channel, so I don't expect this to be a given. Do you guys know who Emeka Okafor is? Emeka Okafor was the 2nd overall pick in the 2004 NBA draft, taken right after Dwight Howard. Okafor won Rookie of the Year that season on the Bobcats, and then proceeded to be a decent role player the rest of his career. Mac Jones is the NFL's version of Emeka Okafor. Do I think Mac's career is in the shitter quite yet? No Obama. I believe a quarterback should get a little more than 3 years to show what they can bring, assuming they've shown glimpses of competence throughout those 3 years. Mac has done that, and therefore I think he should have another year after this one. But this Mac looks like a shell of himself. But once again, all the blame can't be put on Mac. After all, he's not the person who makes the big decisions and signings, and he can't control who helps his development. Which brings me to my next topic of discussion. Bill Belichick, a legendary head coach who was a key part in bringing 6 championships to New England. Allegedly. I say allegedly because I'm here to say with my chest that Bill Belichick is indeed Tom Brady made. In the previous 2 seasons, he tried to keep Mac in the exact same situation as Tom Brady. Top offensive line, top defense, no wide receivers. It worked in 2021 because that's the only time Mac had those things, except for no wide receiver help because he's always never had that his entire career. After that team slowly started to fade and many key players went their own ways and GM Bill chose not to adequately fill those positions, Mac was doomed. In the past 2 seasons, he chose to let JC Jackson and Ted Karras walk, chose to let Jacoby Myers walk so he could sign Juju Smith-Schuster despite not viewing him as a top receiver for his team, went out of his way to sign Ezekiel fucking Elliott, picked up Matt Patricia as an offensive play caller after he won 13-29-1 as a head coach in Detroit, and was thankfully relieved of that task after Bro had the team regress to 18.1 points per game. And they currently have Joe Judge, one of the worst coaches in recent memory, take over as quarterbacks coach. The 2021 season was the last season offensive mind Josh McDaniels called plays for the Patriots before accepting a head coach job with the Raiders. He was also a QB coach in New England, so Big Bill chose to replace him with 2 fucking idiots who have a combined 23-52-1 record as a head coach and are known to fuck with the production of quarterbacks. No wonder Mac is fading, he's being set up from the fucking inside. Bill's stuck in his ways because it's the only thing he knows. His mindset is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, even if it's shattered beyond repair. Bill is 80-93 without Tom Brady, and it seems he's going to reach that 100-loss mark without Brady this season. Bro needs to retire before he damages his legacy even further. In conclusion, that franchise just needs a restart. Bill should step down as head coach and let someone else give it a try while he handles the day-to-day operations, unless he would like to step down from that too, which I think would be better. Like I said, I think there's still time for Mac, but it wouldn't surprise me if this dude was moved following the season, and it honestly might be better off for him in retrospect. The defense is also a lot better on paper than it performs on the field. They also had to deal with a lot of injuries, and their secondary is rather bare because of it. In my opinion, this team isn't going to do anything anytime soon as long as it's structured like this. Strip that team for parts aside from their very young pieces. I just realized I said at the beginning of this video that I would not be throwing stones, and yet I've been shitting on this organization for the past 7-8 minutes or so. I'd just like to say that this is my opinion. I don't view myself as some sort of NFL guru or whatever these nerd influencers on TikTok brand themselves to be. I just like football and I like to talk about it. I might waffle sometimes and not know what I'm talking about, but it'll be the most passionate waffling you'll ever hear, goddammit. What do you guys think? Do you disagree with anything I've said? Let me know down in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Peace.